Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa. And again, on Wealth Wednesday, all begins with health. So Whitney English is in the house, and you are all about developing healthy children, their baby bites, right?
Exactly, yeah. So I have a company called Plant-Based Juniors, which is all about educating parents on plant-based nutrition for kids. I started it with another dietitian who is also a mom. And basically, when we were both pregnant, and then when we decided we were going to feed our sons a plant-based diet, we realized there was really a lack of credible information out there delivered from experts on how to feed kids a plant-based diet and how to feed yourself during pregnancy. And so we came together, we gathered all the research that we learned and that we're continuing to learn, and we've poured it into resources for parents.
I love that. So break it on down. You've got a book here,
yeah,
right?
So, well, this is our book, First Bites. It is an introductory guide to starting solids for babies using a method known as baby-led weaning. We also advocate spoon feeding as well, or a mixture, whatever works best for your family. But this teaches parents how to feed kids through baby-led weaning who are plant-based. Very niche audience.
I remember, my son now is 23, and I just remember it was a huge deal. When you go to solid food,
right?
Big, it was
a rite of passage.
It was a rite of passage.
But it is very almost controversial, even still, with all the knowledge that's out there about raising your children plant-based.
Sure. So first of all, I'll say we are what we call predominantly plant-based. So we have an all-inclusive message. We welcome anyone who wants to get more plants on the plate. So vegan, vegetarian, meatless, Monday warrior, whatever your family follows, we want to show you guys how to do that properly to make sure you're feeding your child a nutritionally optimal diet. And the reason there is a lot of controversy out there is because of headlines in the media mainly. You see things like vegan diet kills infant, or parents didn't feed the baby something.
Not enough protein.
Exactly.
How are they getting their iron?
Exactly. And the reason that you see these is because there are parents out there who are not implementing a properly nutritious diet for their babies. And we believe that's because they can't find the proper information. We see on our Instagram channel, Plant-Based Juniors, just the confusion over simple topics like, what kind of milk can I give my baby? What's nutritionally appropriate? And most parents don't know because there's just a gap in the space, and that's what we're here to fill.
It's amazing anybody was survived through all the time this information.
It's incredible, though, that you can speak from experience because you raised your son.
Sure. So he's only 14 months,
okay.
But I am raising him predominantly plant-based, and so is my partner, Alex. Her son, Vander, is 21 months, and they're thriving. You can take a look at our kids. They're very healthy. You can look at the majority. There's, I think, 43 million Americans that are vegetarian and vegan in this country that are raising kids that way, and it's absolutely, you're absolutely able to do it. You just need the right tools, and that's what we're.
So when you were doing all this research, what could be very frustrating, particularly being inundated by so much information, right? What did you find that you didn't expect to find? Is there anything specific within that? Was it mostly just the real need for sort of a plant-based diet?
Sure. Well, a lot of the things that I found I wasn't surprised about. So the benefits of a plant-based diet for kids are very similar to what they are for adults. So likely a reduced risk of chronic diseases due to some things that a plant-based diet confers, one of which is that plant-based kids are typically leaner, and we know that pediatric obesity is a big problem in this country. 20% of kids are obese from 2 to 19 years of age, and obesity is a huge risk factor for heart disease, cancer, really any chronic disease, you name it. So if we can get them eating healthy early on, we can hopefully prevent those diseases later in life.
And just to keep it simple, what are maybe some tips you could offer to our audience just to get their kids to eat more vegetables? Even before going plant-based.
Right.
How do you get them to actually eat and enjoy their vegetables?
Yeah, some parents, I'm sure they're like, going plant-based, that's way on the other end of the scale. I just want him to eat a piece of broccoli.
Exactly.
I feel ya. I have that struggle as well.
And my kid is plant-based.
Right? Yeah, so number one is exposure. So, and those are things that we talk about in First Bites. Again, it's all-inclusive. Your kid doesn't have to be plant-based. We've got great recipes in there. But exposure. So it can take 10 to 15 times of exposing your child to a certain food, whether it be a vegetable or anything else, before they'll even try it, before they'll actually like it and eat it. So keep putting it on the plate. And one of the important things is doing that without pressure. So we're not pressuring either positively or negatively. We're not saying, oh, this broccoli is great. And we're not saying, you're not going to get your dessert if you don't eat your broccoli. We're setting it in front of them and giving them a neutral experience where they can
Love that.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Smart. What do you think about hiding it in other things?
So it's very tempting, let me tell you. Yeah, what happened?
Gummy worms, Rob. Just eat them. What's this weird little Brussels
made of
sprouts idea?
Yeah. So we discourage against that. The feeding relationship is all about trust. So as soon as you lose that, your children are less likely to try the foods you put in front of them, and to have more of a negative connotation with eating altogether. So we recommend, again, putting it out there. Trying different forms, though. You don't want to hide it, but you also don't have to just give them a piece of broccoli. You can make a broccoli soup. You can incorporate it into other things, just with that notion that you're not hiding it. And the older they are, you can explain to them. These are broccoli cheddar. In our case, maybe we'd have faux cheese. Pancakes or something like that, but letting them know that it's in there. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for the wealth of wisdom you're sharing. Please tell everyone where they can get the book and find and follow you.
Sure. So you can follow us on Instagram at Plantbased Juniors. Our website is plantbasedjuniors.com. We have First Bites, our ebook for introducing solids to babies, and we also just released our predominantly plant-based pregnancy guide as well.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you so
Stay tuned.
much.
Back to more on Good Morning La La Land.